Alright, so exactly 3 months ago, we plugged one of our clients, who is a trading coach, into this same exact YouTube content blueprint, and it made him over $300,000, okay? And today I'm gonna leak this entire system 100% for free, because it all comes down to one long form content system that most coaches completely ignore, and is the same exact reason why my clients get prospects on calls ready to pay $5,000-$10,000 with literally zero objections. So over the next 15 to 20 minutes, I'm gonna walk you through the full step-by-step blueprint, the exact content split I use, and everything we did to generate our clients over $1 million using YouTube. So if you're a coach at everywhere between 10 and 30k per month, posting on Instagram, but you're not seeing consistent lead flow, or you're stuck at inconsistent months because you don't have a proper nurturing system in place, then this video is gonna show you exactly why YouTube is the missing piece and how to fix that, okay? So let's get into it, because it's gonna be so good for everyone. Now, if you want more proof of it, this is a message that we received from one of our sales reps after closing a lead for 5.5k USD off of a 20 minutes call. And obviously it was a YouTube lead, because I'm telling you, when prospects follow this same exact process, there's no reason for them to not pay you $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, okay? Or another one of our clients received a 9.3k USD PIF overnight thanks to the same exact strategy, or 144k generated, 152k generated. So you see here, the proof is there, the system works. But before we even get into YouTube in the first place, okay, let's break down the two platforms that everyone should be using. Now, IG and YouTube are the main ones I use, simply because they're the best ones and they're responsible for most of my clients' money. But most people either mix them up, or they don't optimize each platform to create a perfect ecosystem that pre-sells people, okay? So let's get into Instagram first, which has a really simple purpose. You know, it's nothing crazy, and that's gathering attention and letting people know who you are as a person, okay? Because when someone lands on your page, they should immediately understand, first, the personality that you have, second, the traits that you have, and third, the values that you have. And as you can see, that's something that we implement into every single one of our clients' Instagram profile, simply because the market nowadays is so saturated that the best way to stand out is showing who you are as a person. I don't know if you ever noticed it, but most Asian coaches are mostly gonna have Asian students, simply because Asian people relate to other Asian people way better. So what you showcase in your content has to be really distinctive. If you're Christian, if you're Muslim, talk about it in your content, because people are gonna be relating to you 10 times more. If you play a certain sport, showcase that, okay? If you box, showcase that. And I'm gonna tell you that you're gonna be attracting people that also box, but not only that, they are also gonna be feeling 10 times more connected to you than the other coach who doesn't box, okay? Or your ethnicity, where you're from, growing up in a Nigerian household, migrant parents, or whatever it could be. Or if you have a family, how much you value your family. So it's really important that you differentiate yourself, simply because if you do, you're not gonna be in this huge pool of coaches, where you're gonna become your own niche and you're gonna be making way more money than the other guys here, who are just gonna fight for your scrapes, and you're pretty much leaving them all the broke leads, okay? So it's really important that you not only drop value in your content, but that you also show your values, your morals. I saw the other day a reel from a trader that refused an 8k per month deal from a gambling company. And the best part about that reel, it was that he said something like, I am a Christian father of 2 kids. I'm trying to provide for them the best life through trading. I don't want them to be growing up like this, with their dad sponsoring gambling deals, because gambling is bad and all that stuff. But you see how people that have the same exact morals as him are just gonna relate way more, okay? And you see, when you're competing with other people, let's say you have a mountain, you're gonna be on top of here, because they're gonna be liking you way more. People buy coaches, they don't buy coaching specifically itself. Now, if I would ask you, Iman, Brez, TJR, can you tell me what their unique mechanism is? And I don't want you to be like, you know, vague, being like TJR trades or Brez does freelance brand scaling. Like, you gotta be specific. And you probably cannot tell me. And then you see they're wondering, what is it that this guy is doing $1 million a month are doing different than you? And it's either their unique format, the way they talk, or their person in general that stands out way more than any other guy. Because you can just remember them so easily. Take as an example Shelby Sepp. Shelby Sepp is the best example of it, okay? All the girls are gonna remember Shelby Sepp not only because she apparently is good at sales, but also because she shows her values, her life with his boyfriend, okay, which is the dream life that her ICP has. Now, if you don't have enough content ideas, you just gotta put yourself in the position of your past struggling self, okay? What would that version of you need to see to know that this person is the right fit? You really wanna sit down, take some time for yourself, make a list and write it down. And here's exactly where YouTube comes in. But first, before we even get into YouTube and long form content, I need you to get rid of the idea that you need the highest quality production for a YouTube video. Because it really depends on your industry and what your audience wants. I'm telling you, most likely your audience will prefer authentic content over any polished stuff every single day, okay? And YouTube is a one-stop shop for hitting every single buying trigger that your audience needs to see before they even buy from you, okay? And YouTube is not only the best play because you can nurture people so easily, because obviously you cannot nurture people off of reels, but also because you can literally film 30 minutes of a long form piece. You can make 5, 10, 15, maybe even 20 reels from it. And not even that, but the same video can come back 8 weeks, 10 weeks, 16 weeks later and make large sums of money, okay? The same video that you posted a while back not only gets you so many reels effortlessly, but also it's gonna be paying you for months, okay? As an example, we have this video from one of our clients that did pretty well. And this video was posted 6 months ago, but still makes us an extra 5 to 10K a month without us working. And that's the power of YouTube, bro. You gotta get on it. And obviously, you're gonna be able to have a mechanism like this only if you implement it properly, which is what I'm gonna be breaking down, okay? Now, before any guy is gonna buy a high ticket product off of you, there are gonna be some certain buying triggers that are gonna have to be hit, and they are personal connection, so they need to relate to you as a person. That's why we post pieces of content like my story videos related to ICP or our client stories, okay? Second, they need to see you've solved this problem for other people. You know, credibility. You helped other guys in their same exact situation to get to their dream outcome. That's why you have to post testimonials. And I'm telling you, these videos are gonna get the least amounts of views, but if you track that, you will actually notice that these make you the most amounts of money. The content that makes you money is not always gonna be the content that gets views. You don't have to measure content success based on views. Then third, but not last, we have problem solving ability, okay? They need to know that you understand their problems and can solve it. So what we do for every single one of our clients, we analyze the ICP, we analyze our ICP's problems, and then we make videos around it, okay? So stop loss, how to pass prop firms, you know, we're creating that bridge that where we show that not only we did it for other people, but we can do it for them, and that we actually know what we're talking about. And when someone consumes content covering all 3 buying triggers, they're gonna be pre-sold into your offer. That's how we were able to make this much money for just one of our clients in one day, okay? Now, before we get into the content structure, this is something we go really deep for every single one of our clients. So if you're interested, booking a call down in the description with me. I'll personally audit your coaching business and I'll give you a clear roadmap to 50K, 100K per month consistent with your coaching offer, okay? Now, let's get back into the video. I treat every single video like a VSL, and this is something that you should be also doing. Each one has its own purpose. Now, another thing, you could have the best video in YouTube in terms of value, but if you don't package it properly, you're never gonna be making money because the video is not gonna get views. So packaging is the number one thing you gotta be spending time on while making your video. Most YouTube videos that have millions of views, they don't have value that is that crazy, but their packaging is on top and is dialed in, and that's why they get so many views and they make so much money. How do you package a video properly? You simply want to see what your competitors are doing that did better than any other videos, not even your competitors, but also other niches, and you just repackage that for your own self, okay? Now, each video has its own purpose. We don't just script out YouTube videos like that. Every single video has a certain goal, okay? We have personal videos, we have credibility videos, and we have credibility videos that send to educational video. That's enough for someone to make a decision to buy. That's enough for them to click link into the bio and book a call with you. And not only that, but they're gonna be already trusting you by the time they book the call. I'm telling you, the best leads we've ever had all consumed hours of our clients' YouTube content, okay? Now, before you even start to script any YouTube video, you gotta follow a specific framework, because if you don't, you're just gonna be looking like any other coach. So you gotta be asking yourself these 3 questions, which is exactly what we do. And the first one is, how do I want this prospect to feel about me after watching this video? The second is, does this video move them closer to working with me or further away? And if it's closer, how? Step 3 and last question is, what are some concerns that my audience has? What are their limiting beliefs? What are their objections, their fears? So that then I can just tackle it into that video. Just like how I did with you. You see how before getting into YouTube, I told you that you don't need crazy production, simply because I know that's an objection that a lot of coaches have nowadays in the space. Because when you start asking yourself these questions, you'll know what to touch during the video specifically. And the goal of the video and the answer to this question will always come back to your mind while talking. Okay? Now, not only that, but you also need a schedule that ensures that you're hitting different funneling stages. So top of funnel, middle of funnel, and bottom of funnel. You have top of funnel, which is attention-grabbing content, personality-driven content that shows who you are. So stuff really broad like this, stuff that everyone in your niche could click on. Not directly just your ICP, but your dream follower in general. Now, second, you have middle funnel, so educational content that positions your mechanism and shift beliefs. So, same thing here. This is really simple stuff. I removed these limiting beliefs. Now I make 50K a month at 22. This is a great middle of funnel piece. And then we have bottom of funnel, which is credibility content like case studies, testimonials, and transformations. This one, which is top of funnel, will get you the most amount of views, but bottom of funnel is the one that will make you the most amount of money, okay? Because client interviews, in-depth breakdowns are gonna either attract your actual ICP interested in specific things, or obviously you're just showing that your clients succeed. So this one here is gonna make you the most amount of money, but you cannot just post this because you'll not get enough views, and at the same time you cannot just post this because you'll get views but they will not convert. So you need a proper mechanism cycling these 3 ecosystems in a way that they work so well together, and someone can just scroll through your entire page and go from not knowing who you are to fully trusting you and actually buying from you, okay? Now, another really crucial thing that you have to do on YouTube and with your personal brand in general is niching down. Because you could have hundreds of thousands of followers, but if those followers are not ICP and they're not the right followers, you'll never make money from them, okay? So the problem though is that most people think that niching down means leaving money on the table. And a lot of people think, oh well, if I target experienced traders who've blown accounts, I'm leaving out beginners who want to learn from me. But let me tell you that this exact belief here is keeping you stuck at 10 to 30K a month, and you'll never be able to scale. Because what you're doing is you're leaving out one person to get 5 people with way higher buying intent. Let me ask you, is it better to target 9 beginners that are the worst leads, paying you $2,000 maximum, giving you so many objections, they're gonna be the worst guys in the program, most likely they'll ask for a refund? Or do you prefer to target 5 experienced people that are the best leads, paying you $10,000, they're not gonna have any objections, they're gonna be the best clients that you'll work with ever. So you're pretty much leaving out some of the market, but those 9 people that you are targeting, those 5 people that you are targeting have way higher intent, way more capital, and way more urgency. There's no point in being a really small fish into a huge pond, but what you want to do is become the best fish in your small pond. That's how you make the most amount of money. And what you want to do, obviously, once you kind of cap out your niche, you want to start to go broader, but that's for the future. That's for 200K a month brands, okay? Now, how do you define your niche and the market that you should attack and dominate? Simple. Let me give you the framework. That's exactly what clients pay me for, and I'm gonna show you an SOP that I actually pay thousands of dollars for, okay? Now, I have this thing called 3-layer framework, and each layer narrows your focus until you arrive at a market position that is virtually impossible for competitors to replicate, okay? You have layer 1, which is your TAM, so your total addressable market, and this is gonna be the broadest definition of your industry. Everyone in this space is a potential competitor and no one stands out. But obviously that's not it off, you gotta go deeper. So layer 2, niche market. This is a really specific segment within your TAM. You have narrowed down the problem, the solution, or the demographic, and you're no longer competing with everyone, but only with the consultants who serve this specific segment. And then, last but not least, again, you have layer 3, which is micro niching down. This is gonna be your ICP. This is the individual human being that you're directly speaking to in your content. And this is who you wanna target. You know their age, their income level, their pain points, their daily frustrations, what they're going through, their dream outcome, and the language they use. And this is where you literally become untouchable. And once you dial this down, simple, you want to start making content around it and make so much money. As an example, first layer could be fitness niche or the info consulting niche, the ecom niche. Your TAM is fitness coaching and business consulting or trading coaching. The niche could be getting in shape with weightlifting or scaling info businesses using social media. But your micro niche could be men entrepreneurs between 23 to 35 years old who struggle maintaining good shape while running a business. Or male coaches aged 22 to 35 making 3 to 10K a month who want to scale to 15 to 30K a month using IG and YouTube. The goal here is to be as specific as possible, which will allow you to have extremely specific content that is directly targeted towards overcoming their pain points. Because when I make a piece of content where I'm like, have you been experiencing X, Y, or Z? And what I'm talking about triggers exactly what you're living, you're gonna be kind of shaken. You're gonna be like, hold up, this guy know exactly what I'm going through. Let me actually hear out his problem. How does he know what I'm going through? So how do you do this market research? Simple. And this is a question that I get a lot, by the way. It's literally simpler than you think. You just want to talk to yourself. Every single time I make content, I'm talking to my older self, to my past self. I think, what would 14 years old Lorenzo just getting started in the info space, what would he want to see? But I'm also one kind of person. That's why you wanna use this, but also limit this. So I also analyze other people and look at what they needed to see. I ask clients, I ask prospects, I see what other people in my niche are doing. So let me make an example. If you were a struggling closer and you bought a mentorship in the past, you know what you needed to see back then to make a decision. And you also know other closers and what kind of limiting beliefs they have towards buying a coaching program. So you want to tackle that exact same thing, okay? And now, the last thing that I wanted to cover in this video was the CTA structure. Because I know that a lot of coaches struggle with CTAs, and it's a topic that people have questions about. So let me just cover this for you, okay? Now, on YouTube, I don't do CTAs on videos where it's like more personal or it's a nurturing video. So if it's like a my story video or something shifting beliefs, I don't do personal CTAs to program. I just send them to another YouTube video. Okay, I actually push them towards another educational video. So when you do something personal, something nurturing, just push to another YouTube video. You could have a live CTA to program or to check the description, but it's just way better to do another YouTube video. Then if it's an interview, obviously you want to directly send to program, and if it's an educational, you should do either to a testimonial or to your program, or program. You gotta have a CTA 30% into the video. So I really like CTA, just like how I did. When you're kind of dropping value, you want to say something like, by the way, this is something I go in depth for my one-on-one clients. If you want to work with me, there's a link in the description below. It'll be a call to book with me. Full transparency, I'll do this and that, and then let's just get into the video. Then you want to have another CTA at the end. So 30% and 100%. This is gonna be lighter, so light, and this is gonna be heavier CTA. Now, you could do something like, you guys see the value, you see the implementation. So if you call out ICP and you wanna start figuring this out yourself over the next 3-4 months, and you just wanna have help, click in the description and just go heavier on that side, okay? But pretty much now you have the same exact content strategy that we implemented for our clients that has generated well over 800K now. So if you're a coach or a consultant and you're looking to scale your info offer to consistent numbers, consistent 50, 100K months, then book in a call through the link below. Again, on that call, I'll just give you a clear roadmap on what is missing for you to scale, and then if it makes sense, we'll work together. But I really don't take that many clients simply because it's a one-on-one offer. So if you're interested, check out the first link in the description and book that call with me. Apart from that, appreciate you so much for checking out this video, and see you in the next one.